Isabella Monroe just started a new job.
It's a big site.
Working as a development coordinator at West Group Properties in Vancouver.
How's your day going?
And she loves it.
I just honestly couldn't be happier where I am.
She's busy and not looking for a new job, but she keeps getting contacted with other offers.
Everywhere is hiring right now. Everybody is very desperate for people, and I often get LinkedIn messages.
Which is a big change for her from just a couple of years ago.
To be honest, before the pandemic, I was just feeling lucky to have a job.
A labor shortage due to declining birth rates and an aging population is creating a major shift in the Canadian job market. There's now a war for talent, with companies battling to attract workers in all industries, from hospitality to construction to banking.
I think we're at an unprecedented time where the power balance between employers and employees has shifted.
Job postings in Canada overall are up 60% from pre-pandemic.
So if you look at data from Canada, there's about 1 million job openings as of right now. There's in fact just about as many job openings as there are people looking for jobs.
In order to attract candidates, companies need to know what matters to people like Isabella.
Hey dear, this I get to chat? Hi, come on in.
And what it's going to take to win them over.
I think right now options are everything, and especially with everybody hiring right now, it's really important to me.
But what exactly are the right options to offer? Is it higher pay?
We're happy you came to West Group.
Better benefits? Or something else entirely? For Isabella, it's culture.
Personally, for work, it's never been a clock in, clock out kind of job, but even more so now, I want a community and I want a good culture in the company that I work for, that it's not just work, it's outside of work as well.
The exposed shelving will be in all units.
Stephen Dollywall works in sales.
They've been in business for about 70 years.
A year ago, when he was looking for a job, he applied for positions and got no response.
The market was so competitive at the time, with many people looking for a job but not that many openings, it was really tough to find the right fit.
He ended up landing a job as a sales associate 7 months ago at the same company as Isabella.
2 beds, 1 bath will start at about $800,000.
He was looking for a good work-life balance and found it here.
We have set hours and we aren't expected to be available during outside of our work hours, which normally in the real estate industry you're kind of available all the time. So in that sense, you really get a chance to step back from work, enjoy the rest of your life.
Now, with a demand for workers, he's being contacted by those employers who didn't respond to his job applications a year ago.
Recently, I've had some of those same positions I applied for now reach out to me to see if I was still interested in pursuing that opportunity.
Alicia Ciccoloni is the Vice President of People and Culture for West Group.
I think good talent has their pick in terms of their employer, and we are well aware of that.
To be competitive, the company offers perks like catered lunches, gym memberships, and paid volunteer days.
Employees can leave together and go work out at a local gym, and that's paid for by West Group. And we also offer discounts at local gyms and personal training. And if employees complete 20 workouts, they get a free day off.
Washer dryer is here, full size, which is
And they have an open door policy for employees to engage directly with upper management, which means a lot to Stephen.
I feel just as valued as some of our executives. It feels like we're all pulling in the right direction at the same time, and each of us have our own part to do to accomplish our greater goal.
Brian Kropp is Chief of Research at Gartner's HR practice based out of Arlington, Virginia. He's been researching the shift in hiring and employment.
We survey about 1 million people or so per year. We download every job description that's posted online and then analyze that to understand what employers are looking for within the labor market.
What can you tell me about what people are looking for when it comes to their work now versus pre-pandemic?
First, kind of the most obvious one, is that employees now expect flexibility. That by far and away is the biggest change. Now, what a lot of employers think it means is that flexibility is really just about place. Do I work from an office or do I work from home? But from an employee perspective, flexibility is not just about place, but it's also about when I work. Can I start working earlier in the day, take a 2 or 3 hour break during the middle of the day because that meets my needs?
Working from home or hybrid work was barely on the radar for many companies pre-pandemic. Now it's something the majority of people want. And for some, flexibility is more important than pay. James Spearing is the Director of Talent Acquisition for Scotiabank in Toronto, and he's currently looking to fill hundreds of positions.
in terms of the things that employees are looking for. Does that jive with your experience?
We found that flexibility is super important, very critical, and also compensation depending on the area. Of course, that's always critical because that's sort of our financial value. But the concepts around flexibility of work and culture are two of the most important employee value propositions for any talent segment, and that's globally.
It will take us years to really figure out how to run a workforce with remote employees and hybrid employees.
Brian's research shows the flexibility to work from home also means employers have to rethink their perceptions of their workforce.
Even though all the performance and productivity data indicate that an employee who's working remote is just as productive, if not more so, compared to an employee who comes into the office. But managers disagree with that fact. About 2/3 of managers say they're more likely to promote an employee who comes into the office and more likely to give an employee who comes into the office a higher raise.
And that would impact specific groups employers are trying to attract.
Women are more likely to work remote or hybrid than men. If we do nothing, we will have discrimination against women in a remote and hybrid world. We see a similar trend with people of color, that they're more likely to want to work remote or hybrid than other employees. And if we do nothing there, we'll have less diverse leadership pipelines. We'll have a less diverse organization, and that will directly translate to lower performing organizations that are there.
In order to attract a diverse group of candidates, companies are modernizing where and how they find new people. Scotiabank has opened satellite offices in Vancouver and Ottawa, and it's removed resumes as a requirement.
Starting in the fall of 2020, actually, we went resume-less for our campus and early talent entry points across the bank in Canada. We realized that what we're looking for actually at the campus or early talent level is skills and traits that will set people up for the future, and we wanted to make sure that we could look at talent in a different way.
They're using a new approach with the help of recruitment company Plum. It offers a 25-minute survey for potential candidates. Caitlin McGregor is the CEO of the Waterloo-based company.
If you look at the data that's in resumes, it's full of systemic barriers and biases that dictate access to education, access to even internships, or how fast somebody's progressed in their career. You can line up 100 people and say, okay, these people tomorrow would be eligible, they could do the job. But it won't tell you who out of those 100 people will actually perform well, be a top performer, enjoy the work.
However, a job that's a good fit is only part of the solution. Employees also need to feel appreciated, respected, and understood.
I think that was actually one of the most important things for me when I was looking for a new job, is that having an employer who actually recognizes my hard work. I'm really happy to put in the hours, but I would like to be recognized.
One of the biggest things that we've learned throughout the pandemic is that we don't have workers working for us. We have human beings that have real lives, real concerns, real families, real issues that are impacting them. And the best organizations realize that if you treat your employees like people, not like workers, not only do you get higher performing employees who are more likely to stay, it's just also the right thing to do because it creates better lives for those employees.
It was very one way.
The question that remains, is the shift to accommodate workers in ways like hybrid work something that will stick around?
I think this is a shift that's permanent, not temporary. And the world that we're going into will be hybrid and remote for as long as the eye can see at this point, based on every expectation, every productivity measure, every finance measure, every technology measure. This appears to be the world that we're going to be in for the foreseeable future.
Brian believes the support workers are getting now will directly translate into more successful businesses, a win for the employers and a win for employees.
It's great to feel in demand and have a lot of control over where I can go with my career, and to be very selective with what I'm looking for and to find the best opportunity for myself.
So I want to be doing something that I love, and I want to come to work excited and happy to see my colleagues, and I totally get that here.